students, today I am making video for students of standard 12. So all those preparing for board examination of 12th, please consider subscribing my channel. And today video is on the poem Keeping Quiet of Flamingo. The poet of the Keeping Quiet is Pablo Neruda. This poem is actually written in a Spanish and it was later translated in English. This poem focuses on the theme of mutual understanding and peace. Actually, what is the scenario of the present is there is a rat race, there is restlessness all around. In the race of materialistic possession, we have become so preoccupied, we have become so focused that we have forgotten our elementary nature. So the poet had shown his concern that how human beings are becoming completely indifferent to the need of mutual understanding. Caste violence, religion, mutual disagreement, all these have created a great gap between man and man. So the poet is saying, he is requesting everyone on the land, please keep quiet. So the poet is saying in the poem Keeping Quiet, he is saying please keep quiet and count up to 12. He has selected the number 12, not 10 or 11. 12 is time, zodiac number. So here he has selected the word 12. We have to count up to 12 and keep silent. What does it mean? Here the poet is requesting for silence. Everybody will be silent. Here silence means what? That we have to introspect. The theme of the poem, very theme of the poem is what? Introspection is the need of our. It will give us time for mutual understanding. It will give us time for understanding each other. The gap which has been created between man and man, the gap, there's a chasm, a ideological chasm is there. So there is a need of bridging this. Gap needs to be bridged, gap needs to be cemented. What is the reason behind this widening gap between man and man? The simple fact is there. The simple fact responsible for this widening differences between man and man is what? That we are quite engaged in our respective pursuit. We are not thinking about others. So the poet is here requesting we should count 12s and be silent and introspect, because we are single-minded, dedicated and devoted to our job, as a result of which we have forgotten. What forgotten we have? We have forgotten the sadness. What sadness? That we don't know ourselves. If we have, if we are not so single-minded about our work, we might have understood. If we have a break, we can understand what is the all what is the all thing required to understand life. So the Pablo Neruda, who is a Spanish poet, he is requesting us introspection. It will create a sense of togetherness. हम लोग, we will understand the other side of our work. We will realize what lacuna is there, what problem has developed in our society. So इंट्रोस्पेक्शन के द्वारा हम लोग समझ पाएंगे कि what demerits क्या है. So once we cement this demerit, we will be able to create a new world. He is not willing to say that we should stop working. Here we should not, keeping quiet should not be confused with total inactivity. Total inactivity, poet is not supporting. Total inactivity means death. Poet says, I have no truck with what? I have no truck with death. Here the poet has used euphemism. Euphemism means using acceptable words for something unpleasant. Euphemism. No truck means no association, here the poet is saying. Here the poet has used euphemism. He has used pleasant words to express something unpleasant. So here we find, what we find, that in the poem Keeping Quiet, the first stanza, the poet is saying all of us should keep quiet. All of us should keep quiet till we count 12. He has selected the word 12. And no one will work. In the first time on the whole earth, there will not, there none will speak in any language. Nobody will speak in any language. Whatever language you are speaking, you will stop. So in this brief period of a strangeness is the first time when this type of weird situation will be witnessed. First time it will be there when the human beings are silent. And in this short period, sort of span of time, everybody is required to have a break from their work. No fisherman will catch the whales. Although gathering salt will stop and look at. Means what? We are damaging environment. We are damaging environment. Fisherman is playing with life of whales. And further, we are all those gathering salt is so single-minded that he has not seen the injury he has caused to his hand, and also he is disturbing the balance of the nature. So environmental degradation is the result of man's interference to nature. So the poet has said that what all those engaged in any sort of wars, green wars, wars with, means green wars means environment, related to environment. Here the poet again says that they have to stop. What is the need of this war? You are engaged in countless war, inconsistent and continuous war. But what is the result of this war? Where there is victory without survivor. What is the irony? The poet has added irony here. कि what is the purpose of this victory? इसका जो survivor ही नहीं. Nobody is to celebrate. You have got victory, but there is none to celebrate this victory. So there is no use of such victory. In further point, the poet is saying that we are required not to be so single-minded. Had we not been so single-minded to our work, we might have got a time to understand the sadness of not understanding ourselves. Means the poet said that अगर हम लोग थोड़ा सा, we might have taken a brief break from our hectic schedule, from our highly busy schedule, we might have understood life. हम लोग अपने जीवन को समझ पाते. As we have not understood our life, हम लोग क्या है, एक रैट रेस में है. रैट रेस मतलब क्या है? एक मीनिंगलेस रेस. In which direction we are moving, we don't know. So we can understand that the present generation, the present world, there is a sense of misdirection. Misdirection, I mean to say, we have forgotten our real nature. We are divided due to different regions. Somewhere there is caste, somewhere religion, there is politics. So all these things have made human beings different in perspective and outlook. Poet does not want this. Poet wants that we should understand, we should love life. And loving life means what? Loving my life means what? You are loving your surrounding, yourself, and your actions should not harm other. This is the request of the poet Pablo Neruda, who is a Spanish poet. तो थीम इसका है इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, इंट्रोस्पेक्शन का मतलब होता है सेल्फ एनालिसिस। आप एनालिसिस करो जी, आप स्टडी करो अपने आप को कि व्हाट अप टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट व्हाट इज योर रियल नेचर एंड इंटेंट, in what context you are wrong. So that is the way of self analysis, introspection, and this introspection will create a feeling of mutual understanding. हम लोग दूसरे को समझ पाएंगे। if we understand each other, we can take lesson from winter. Winter में क्या होता है? Winter is just a season in which there is a silence, trees shed their leaves. So this shedding of leaf doesn't mean the trees die. No, it is a preparation of greater strength. Again, trees develop new leaves. Again, there is greenery. So we are required to take a great message from the environment. Environment also takes a break from its regular cycle, regular schedule queue for rejuvenation. So we are required to have a break. We are required to have a stoppage from our hectic and busy schedule to understand life so that we can reach at any conclusion. Further, here the poet has used arms. We should not move our arms. Here the poet has played pun. Arms, one hand, our hands, and arms, you might feel that the whole world is engaged in the mass, what, in amassing weapons, in gathering weapons. So as a result of which there is a sort of competition among countries for having more and more weapons. We should not use weapons on other. We should not move our arms. Sudden a strangeness, alliteration, his hurt hand, alliteration, and there is extended metaphor also. With calmness is compared to winter, it is called extended metaphor. Again, हम लोग यहाँ पर देखिए मैसेज देख रहे हैं पोएम का. We should be silent and quiet and introspect. हम लोग साइलेंट हो और इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करें, सेल्फ एनालिसिस करें. किस लिए भाई? जिससे कि हम लोग के पास एक टाइम हो अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए. एक्चुअली होता है क्या, हमारा जो एक्शन है दैट इज नॉट अ वेल अंडरस्टूड एक्शन. वी आर ग्रोपिंग इन डार्कनेस, a sort of we are working under a craziness, as a result of which what is happening that we are getting unrest, we are getting restless. life has become just a machine which is just running. So the poet is saying that no, we should not forget our elementary nature. We should love life. We should create mutual affection. We should create mutual love, and that will be possible only when there is introspection. क्योंकि आपका जो एक्शन है, वो आपका एक्शन क्या है, ला रहा है क्या? डिस्ट्रक्शन. आपका एक्शन क्या ला रहा है? वही कंफ्यूजन ला रहा है. आप कहाँ कर रहे हो भाई? आप ग्रीन वार में हो, आप डिफरेंट वार्स कर रहे हो, माइनिंग्स हो रही है, ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज है. इनको आप थोड़ा सा सोचिए. इफ योर एक्शन इज जस्टिफाइड और नॉट. द पोएट डजंट मीन दैट ही इज अगेंस्ट डेवलपमेंट, बट development at the cost of destruction is not acceptable. He wants that development should be brought about, but we are required to first think किस तरह का हम लोग का वे आउट होना चाहिए, कैसे, हाउ वी शुड वर्क. तो चिल्ड्रेन, आपका कीपिंग क्वाइट पोएट मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया. इसको आप पढ़ें पोएम को और हमारे वीडियो को वॉच करें. मस्ट हिट द बेल आइकन and must subscribe the channel, because now you will get more videos for different chapters of 12th. Thanks to you all.